What's going on, everyone? So this is my review for The King, which is a Netflix film. And for those of you that don't know, The King follows a young king who must navigate the palace, politics, the war, and emotional strings that ensue. This is a movie that stars Timothy Chalamet, Robert Pattinson, Sean Harris, Joel Edgerton. It's an elite cast, and the cast is excellent in this movie. Every single actor gives it their all, especially Robert Pattinson. I think Robert Pattinson, I have to say, this has really been his year. Um, I loved it personally with what he was doing with the French accent. I know some people weren't the biggest fan, but I personally really dug it. I thought it really gave some like comedic effect with what the movie was going for. I also think this movie was very well shot. It's a bit drab, but it was still very well shot with what it was going for the most part. And I do think that the score also has its moments where it was decent. It was decent. Production design, very high quality. You could definitely tell that the movie spent a lot of money on the look and the texture of the costumes. Very well done. But I can't lie, it's pretty much where my positives end. I was very much so excited for The King because it's based on history. I love history. I like war movies, but I also like medieval times movies, especially. But this movie was very bland. I was honestly very surprised at the storytelling methods. It was very safe, um, trite as well with the character development itself. Like I mentioned, the acting is good, and that's all fine and dandy. But at the same time, the characters you really don't grow attached to them. As the film's progressing, there just really isn't that much characterization that makes them stand out, or even Timothy Chalamet's character. I mean, you just kind of look at him as like a moody, almost 21st century kind of kid. That's at least the approach that I found the filmmakers to go for, and it didn't really work for me. I also think the movie was way too overlong by about 45 minutes. And it's strange because I say that, but at the same time, I think that this movie probably would have been better if it was even longer. And by that, I mean that with what it was going for, with what it was focusing on, it felt a little too bloated. But there was other stuff that could have focused more on to make it more interesting. And I think that's the thing with this movie is that it just is not focused on the right stuff, in my opinion. Now, I know some people don't like this movie, and that's completely fine. I just think for me personally, this movie could have had potential to be something more than the sum of its parts. I think it's a fine looking movie. I think if you're looking for a movie that looks great and has, an attractive cast, be my guest and watch this movie. But if you're looking for a movie with substance or a movie that has good storytelling, good character development, good pacing, interesting action scenes, then I would look elsewhere because this movie, for me personally, it was a drag to get through. And quick review, but yeah, The King, I'll personally be giving a 2.5 out of 5 star rating. Not terrible, but also not good enough to get like a hot sauce rating. So, the guys, The King, short, sweet, to the point. What did you think about it? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And what's your favorite medieval times movie? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And as always, don't forget the subscription, notification bell, and I'll catch you guys later.